welcome to Aging Naturally, where we talk all things makeup and skincare, trying to bring you cleaner products. In today's tutorial, we are going to be showing you ways that we can improve the eyeshadow look, giving you more of a beautiful lift, just using certain techniques. That's all you need to give yourself an eye lift without any Botox, fillers, or plastic surgery. So if that's something you're interested in, stick around. Okay, so I've already done this eye, as you can see, and I just see many women our age, over 40, applying their makeup like this. And not to say that it's terrible. This is not a terrible look by any means, but I just think that we can improve it. There are techniques out there that we can do to enhance the eyeshadow look, giving you more of a lift, as well as adding more color and dimension on the eyelid and making your eyeshadow look just beautiful, seamless, and stunning. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and work on the brow first. Let's define that brow just the way that we want it. So over here, I've got the brow going down, okay? I want everything to be lifted, so I actually want my brow to go on a curve, but I want it to go ever so slightly out, okay? Not down. That's gonna give you that droopy kind of look. So this is just Ulta Beauty, and I like to use this. This is in their blonde, and I like to use this to just kind of define the end. So I'm kind of going in the middle and define where I want it to be. Just kind of outlining it. Nice little lift there. And I'm kind of bringing it out ever so slightly, just a tad, okay? Okay. Now I'm going in. I really like this because I like my brows to be very kind of natural and feather-like, so I've been really liking the Benefit Gimme brow. I just feel like it's a lot less time consuming. Like, I was spending forever on my brows, and we just don't have that kind of time. You can, obviously, if you've got really sparse brows, then this is not going to be the product for you. You're going to want something a little bit, you could use the Ulta, I find it to be a good one, but the Glossier Micro Brow is also a good one, where you can actually kind of feather in those brow hairs to give you a more fuller look. Okay, so I'm just going in, and I am just kind of going in because I just want a little bit more volume, more fluff, and I'm bringing it out and up. I'm going back in now. This is with Wander. This is a brow gel, and I'm just placing these where I want. I like these hairs to be a little bit more up. And then I'm just kind of where I want them to be. You can see this is already giving me a lift. Now we're gonna go into eyeshadow. I am using the one Lawless. This is a beautiful eyeshadow. This is clean on Sephora. We're gonna be working down here. I am actually gonna go in with Baby, and I'm gonna place this on the lid. And bringing it ever so slightly up to the crease. Now, don't worry about placement just yet. We do want to keep our blush eventually. We want to keep it by where this line is and above. Okay, if we get any eyeshadow down here, we're gonna clean that up. But eventually you'll see that's gonna give you more of that lifted look. So I'm just going in with the crease as well. This is just an Eco Tools brush. double-sided with angled on the other side. Do some feathering here. I like to ever so slightly feather that up and bring it out. This really makes a nice transition, and it gives a kind of more of a gradient look instead of this area being so much more lighter than this area. You can already kind of see I'm doing a pretty good job at keeping my eyeshadow you know, above the waterline here, or at this level I should say, in towards the inner corner, where here I've got the eyeshadow kind of down here, and you can see already kind of that difference where this area is definitely looks more lifted. We are now going to go in with what should we go? We're going to go in with DTR. We're going to use that in our crease to add some dimension. So I'm using this beautiful Farrah brush. I just love Farrah brushes. It's a little bit more dense and compact. These eyeshadows are very pigmented, so just be careful. So because I know that, I'm just going to kind of place it. I'm kind of just stippling right now where I want it to go. I want it to go right in that crease. And you see how I'm keeping the eye open? Keeping the eye open allows me to know exactly where I'm going to be placing it. If I was to close my eye, it's just, it's not a better application. You're kind of placing it in the wrong spot. Okay, I want a little bit more definition in that crease. And I'm going now in with a bigger, fluffier brush. And again, I'm just blending that. Blending is your friend. You want to blend. Going back and forth, and again, feathering and bringing it up. Go into Shady. Again, I'm going to take that in the crease. And this time, I'm actually going in with Shady, and I'm going to place it here on the outer corner and bring it halfway to the center of the eye. So this is much darker. It's giving us a little bit more dimension. Fluffy brush. I'm doing circular motions ever so slightly just to get rid of those harsh lines and make it look seamless. I'm using a really light hand here. Feathering it out. But I'm actually going to go in with this Infatuation to add just a bit more of a pop of a color. And I'm going to be using a flat brush. And I'm going to place that right the outer corner, and I'm kind of going down. I'm going to bring this into the lash line, kind of like a liner. And I'm just bringing that again into the center. Kind of taking the tip and placing it into the center. See? Going back in with the fluffy brush, circular motions, keeping it concentrated in that area. This is such a lovely color. Again, feathering out. So I'm not gonna do a winged eyeliner. I just don't really, for me personally, it just doesn't suit me. I think they're absolutely beautiful and stunning. It's just not for me. So what I do like to do, go in with this plunge. It's a black, a very, very beautiful black. And I'm gonna take my angled brush, and I'm going to take that black, and I'm going to put it just right at the outer corner. Now, the placement of this is really important because you don't want to bring it, I don't want to bring it past the waterline, because that is going to give me that droopy kind of look. So I really want to get this right to the lash line. A very thin application. I don't want it to be thick, because the thicker that it is, it just looks kind of droopy and just not, it can be better. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in, do a little bit of liner down here. I'm going in back with that Infatuation, kind of purpley color, and I'm ever so slightly going to create this very thin line. And this is another way to add pops of color. Just a hint of, you know, right there. And I'm going to connect this. Okay, so now I'm gonna be doing some eyeliner. So I just like to keep my eyeliner right underneath my lash line to fluff them out. I like to heavily focus here on the outer corner. I'm not doing the waterline. If that's something you want, you definitely can do. For me, I feel like it closes off the eye and it makes it smaller. And this kind of look for me makes it look a little bit more wider and brighter. I'm going into first base, and I'm going to be placing that right here. Adding some dimension. Just a little highlight on that brow. This is a really intense color, it's so pretty. So because it's just a little too much, and I feel like there's a harsh line there, I'm taking my brush that has product on it, and I'm just kind of ever so slightly going like this, just to soften it up, but still has that highlight. Okay, so let's go in with some shimmer. And I think what I'm going to use is a cutie. And I'm going to use my finger. And I'm just going to place that right above the pupil. And then in the inner corner, just on that lid. This color is just a bit, kind of need to with it, but I think it gives just a nice, especially if you're, I think it gives a nice, subtle, beautiful kind of shimmer, especially if you're not really, you know, for a beginner, if you're not really like, I don't know if I want to play with shimmers, I think that this is one of those that you can definitely do. You really kind of have to place it on. The rest of the shimmers in this palette are pretty shimmery. But I like this just for a really nice hint. So now we're gonna go in with Trestique. This is the black mascara, and it has this really cool eyelash curler. So I'm gonna curl just the ends of my lashes. I'm not gonna be adding mascara down here. Again, I feel like it just gives me this droopy look, and I want everything to go up. So I'm gonna heavily focus on the outer corner, and I'm going to move the brush that way. So first I like to just coat everything, and then really kind of focus on that outer corner. A great technique is to blink every time. Just kind of gives it a more fuller look. I really like this mascara. I think I did a pretty good job at keeping my eyeshadow above the waterline, but just in case, you know, you kind of get it down here, using concealer to kind of clean up, or what you could do also is a makeup wipe and just kind of go like this and clean up that area, and that's going to give you a nice beautiful line. So I'm going to use concealer. I'm going to just kind of show you and make that line where you want it ever so subtly. Doesn't need to be a thick line. And then just blend that in. And you'll see that it instantly just gives you that beautiful lift. without doing a cat eye or a winged eye, without botox fillers and plastic surgery. Okay, so there you have it. Hopefully you can tell that this eye is definitely a lot more lifted than this eye. It's just about technique. That's it. Making those subtle differences and changes in the way that you apply your eyeshadow, mascara, eyeliner just makes a big difference in how the overall look is presented. So hopefully you liked this video, and if you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe. I do upload on Sundays and Thursdays. Hit that notification bell so that you do not miss any of my uploads. Until next time.